Hello children, hope you performed well in your formative assessment test. So today I am going to discuss the questions whatever you got in test paper. So let us start with question number 1 in physics. First question is, a body is thrown vertically upward with velocity u. A body is thrown vertically upwards with velocity u. The greatest height h to which it will rise is. You have 4 options, out of which one option is correct. Okay. So a body is thrown vertically upwards with velocity u. When the body is going upwards, acceleration due to gravity acts downwards, means u and g are in opposite directions. At the highest point, means when the body stops moving upwards, its velocity is 0. Got it? So you have u, you have g, means acceleration due to gravity, and you have v. You have to find h. Which formula should be used here? You have to use the formula v square is equal to u square minus 2gh. Here v is 0, so put v is equal to 0, 0 square is equal to u square minus 2gh. You have to find h, so 2gh is equal to u square, means h is equal to u square by 2g. So this is the way to solve the question. Now you see the options. First option is u by g, so this is wrong. Second option is u square by 2g, so this is the correct answer, means its answer is B. Answer is B. This is the correct option of this question. Third option is u square by g, this is also wrong, and fourth option is u by 2g. So if you wrote option B as your answer, you get the marks. Hope you got the marks also. Now question number 2. Area under VT graph represents a physical quantity which has the unit. I got so many queries regarding this question. I got information from you people that 2 options were same, A and B, but I think it is printing error, printing mistake made by the extra marks people, because I wrote 4 options. First option is meter, second option is square meter, third option is cubic meter, and fourth option is meter per second. As you told that first and second, A and B, both are meter. In question paper you got both as the meter. So A, here A is the answer, meter. But you told that B is also having meter, so you can have written B as the answer and you should get the marks for that also. So area under a VT graph represents a physical quantity. You know, area enclosed by VT graph, if you take velocity as V, then area will be displacement, and if you take V as a speed, then area will be distance. And you know, both displacement and distance are same in unit, and unit is meter. Got it? So what will be its answer? Its answer will be meter. According to me, its answer should be option A, but as you got A and B both same options, meter, so both can be the answer for your question paper. Okay. So question number 3, slope of velocity time graph gives. Slope of velocity time graph. If you can recall the nature of velocity time graph, this is the velocity time graph. Time, velocity. Graph is this one. Suppose this is the graph, velocity time graph. Okay. So what will be the nature of the velocity time graph here? You see a straight line inclined with time axis, and its slope means tan theta if this angle is theta, You know tan theta is perpendicular by base, as I discussed in various video lectures. So perpendicular is velocity and base is time. So velocity by time, okay, VT graph, velocity by time is what? Velocity by time is acceleration, change in velocity by change in time. So slope of VT graph means velocity time graph gives you acceleration. You see the options are distance, displacement, acceleration and speed. So what should be the correct answer? C, that is acceleration. Understand? Now question number 4, a body covered a distance of 6 meters along a semicircular path. The ratio of distance to displacement is, means in question number 4 you have a semicircular path. You see this is the semicircular path. So this is the diameter means 2r and this semicircular path length is pi r, okay, and you have pi r is equal to 6 meter. Pi r is equal to 6 meter. So this pi r is 6 meter. Got? You have to find the ratio of distance to displacement. You see distance is pi r and displacement is 2r. So pi r by 2r. You have to find pi r by 2r. You see r and r will be cancelled out. You know pi by 2 and pi is 22 by 7. This is 2. You can cancel 22 by 2 11 times. So this is 11 by 7. What will be the ratio? Ratio will be 11 is to 7. Ratio is 11 is to 7. You have options 7 is to 6, 9 is to 7, 11 is to 7 and 7 is to 5. So which one will be the answer? Answer will be C, 11 is to 7. Okay, now question number 5. Question number 5. An object travels 10 km at a speed of 100 meter per second and another 10 km at 50 meter per second. The average speed over the whole distance is, you see the two distances are equal, means 10 km distance and 10 km distance, but the speeds are different and they are constant. So I discussed a formula that if two equal distances are travelled with two different constant speeds, average speed is written as V average is equal to 2xy pi x plus y. Here 2, x means fast speed. You see first speed is 100 meter per second. So 2 into 100. Second speed is 50 divided by 100 plus 50 means 200 into 50 divided by 150. You see 53 is 150 and it will be 66.7 meter per second. Got it? So what will be the answer? Answer will be 66.7 meter per second. Your options are 75 meter per second, 55 meter per second, 66.7 meter per second and 33.3 meter per second. So which will be the answer? Option C will be the answer. Now question number 6. When a branch of tree is shaken, some of the fruits may fall down. This happens due to inertia of rest. Answer is inertia of rest. You know, when the branch of the tree will be shaken, the fruits connected to the branch will try to be at rest and they will be detached from the branch of the tree. Okay, so this is due to inertia of rest. So option A is the correct answer, inertia of rest. Option B is inertia of motion, option C is inertia of direction, and option D is none. So which one will be the answer? Answer will be the first, means A, inertia of rest. Question number 7. The mass of a body is increased by 10% and its velocity is decreased by 10%. The percentage change in its linear momentum. You see, mass is increased by 10% and velocity is decreased by 10%. The percentage change in its linear momentum. You see, linear momentum P is equal to mv. Linear momentum P is equal to mv. This is question number 7. P is equal to mv. M is increased by 10%. Okay. Suppose m dash means new mass is increased by 10%, means m plus 10% of m. How much it will be? You see, it will be 11m by 10. And velocity is decreased by 10%, means v minus 10 by 100 v, 10% of v. So it will be how much? It will be 9v by 10. What will be the new momentum? You see, new momentum P dash will be m dash v dash. This is equal to 11 by 10 m into 9 by 10 v. How much you will get? 11 into 9. 11 9 ja 99 by 100 mv. Now what is the question? Question is percentage change in its linear momentum, means by how much percent it has been reduced. You see, it was mv, now it is 99 by 100 mv. So what is the percentage change? Percentage change means delta P is equal to P dash minus P by P into 100. And if you will solve it, it is 99 by 100 minus 1 mv by mv into 100. Okay. So how much you will get? It will be minus 1%. So momentum is reduced by 1%. Got it? Momentum is reduced by 1%. And in options, you have option A 0%, you have option B 1% decrease, you have option C 1% increase, and in option D you have can't be decided. So what will be the answer? Answer will be option B, that is 1% decrease. Mass, question number 8. Mass of a body is quadrupled. Quadrupled means it is made 4 times. What happens to its acceleration A under a given force? You see, force means F is equal to ma. Question number 8. F is equal to ma. Force remains same, means you have force F, but mass is 4m now, and you have to find new acceleration. Acceleration is A dash. So what will be A dash? A dash will be F by 4m. You see, F is ma, so ma by 4m. Got it? So m and m will be cancelled out. You will have a by 4. So acceleration will become a by 4. You have options. Option A is A, option B is A by 2, option C is A by 4, and option D is A by 8. So what will be the answer? Answer will be A by 4, means option C. Now question number 9. According to the third law of motion, action and reaction. First option, always act on the same body. Do they act on the same body? Your answer will be no. They do not act on the same body. Second, always act on different bodies in opposite directions. So this is the correct answer. they act on different bodies, they are equal in magnitude and they act in the opposite directions. So answer will be B. In C, have same magnitude and directions. Have same magnitude but directions are different. So C is also wrong. D, act on either body at normal to each other. Okay, so this is also wrong because act on the two bodies. Okay, either body means act on the two bodies, but they are not normal to each other, they are opposite to each other. Means angle between the action and reaction is 180 degree. Angle between action and reaction is not 90 degree. Okay, so what will be the answer? Answer will be B. Now question number 10. Force required to maintain uniform motion of a body along a straight line over a perfectly smooth surface. Force required to maintain uniform motion of a body means motion should be uniform. So what should be the force? A body along a straight line over a perfectly smooth surface. If surface is smooth means there is no friction, and you know for uniform motion net force should be 0. Okay, and force applied by the friction which opposes the relative motion is 0 because the surfaces are smooth. So external force required to have uniform motion should be 0. Answer will be C. Got it? So I discussed all the 10 questions asked in your examination. Okay, you just match your answers, understand the different way to learn the questions and react accordingly. Okay, thank you.